Hey, what's up guys? You're watching a clip of my live podcast, RFC Live. If you want to watch the full podcast, click the link in the description. Also, new people, remember to subscribe. Alright, that's all the commentary news I have today. Let's go on to my thoughts on Sonic Forces. Now, this is long overdue, but I wanted to discuss my thoughts on Sonic Forces because it has been a bit of a roller coaster. Because at first, you guys know, I've been super critical of Sonic Forces. Almost to the point where many people think, like, I hate the game, I don't want it to succeed. I do want it to succeed in sales because, you know, I love Sonic. I want them to grow, I want them to continue. But at the same time, I'm going to call out what I think should be called out. And I think with Sonic Forces, like, certain things, like, I think with Sonic Forces, it's like a mixed bag. Like, what you have here is, like, it starts out as like a fun package, right? You beat it the first time, you're like, whoa, that was pretty good, a lot better than I expected. Then you play it again, and it gets you play it again, you start to realize, wow, that really wasn't as fun as the last time. And you play it more and more and more until you realize, wow, this game really is more mediocre. That was how I first experienced Forces. When I beat it, I was like, man, that was so much fun. But then when I was playing it again and again, and I was like, man, this is getting staler and staler. And I think the problem is because the level design is so boring and unoriginal that, yeah, it might be fun the first time, but the more you play it, the more you realize, wow, there's really no substance to this whatsoever. There really isn't anything that grasps you, that holds you together, that makes you want to play it over and over again. A game like Mario Odyssey, though it has fewer levels, the levels are so big and expansive that you learn more and more about the levels each time you play, encouraging you to play more and more. Sonic Forces doesn't have that. And it's such a short game as it is that I really don't think it has much substance. So, as a result, I have to say it's an average game. So, you know, saying Sonic Forces is average is still a lot better than I expected. I thought I would hate the game. I actually thought it would be a terrible game that I would hate. But now I'm at the opinion to where I think it's just painfully average. And in some ways, some people could say that's worse. Like, if you have a fiery hatred for a game, at least the game was able to spark an emotion out of you. But if you think the game is just, like, painfully average and boring, then you get no reaction of it. There's no fire in it. It's just, yeah, this game is just average. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Like, Forces, I feel they put a lot of effort into the story and into the presentation, and but like the actual game itself just falls flat. Like, they saw Sonic fans complaining, oh, the story sucks, presentation sucks. They're like, all right, we'll go through and we'll fix that. But in doing so, they spent so much time fixing that they ended up producing a game that's just so painfully mediocre that I don't think this game is going to be loved like the other Sonic games were. Like, sure, it's going to have its hardcore fans, but I don't think people are going to go back and be like, man, I love Sonic Forces as much as they go back and say, man, I love Sonic Unleashed, or even Sonic 06. You know, Sonic 06 has a hardcore fan base, me being one of them. I don't think Forces is going to have such a hardcore fan base like Sonic 06 even has mustered over the few years. Because even though that game has been hated, it has mustered a hardcore fan base that you can't deny. It has its fans. I don't think Sonic Forces is going to have that. I think everyone's going to remember it as such a painfully mediocre game, which is in some ways worse than a bad game. So, you know, I'm going to be streaming it later, but I just feel like, you know, I feel like with Forces, like, they tried to shoot high, but they really had no focus. They had no idea what they were doing. So they just threw a bunch of crap together, packaged it up, sold it, and we're like, alright, here's a thing we made, and see if you like it. And a lot of the people who played it were like, no, this is mediocre. So, yeah. That's what I think about Forces.
My